Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a Lions mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11, we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
What up, though, Detroit? What is good, Lions Fan Cave family? Welcome back to another edition of the Lions Fan Cave Chat presented by KCB Sports Network, where the Honolulu Blue runs deep, the takes run hotter, and the Motor City energy never stops. We've got a packed show tonight, roster updates, rookie hype, free agent fits, and NFC North shakeups, and your takes live in the chat. Let's get to it. And I'm going to welcome my fans that have joined me. Chicken Nugget, what's up, my brother?
What's good? What's good? What's good? One pride. It's your boy Chicken Nugget King 313 in the building, man. It feels good. It's a new year, new vibe, new everything, man. Honolulu Blue on the attack and on the rise, baby. So you know what it is. Lions Nation Unite in the building with me too. And it feels good, feeling great to be on the show today. So let the games begin.
And, of course, our Missourian Lions fan, Nick Burton. What's up, my brother?
Not much. Wearing my Lions short today.
And in the chat, we got Justin May, the rapper, saying he likes the rap song that starts the show. And we're glad you're feeling better, Nick. And they all give their greetings to you guys. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit of the Lions news of the week. We find out that Terrion Arnold, because of his shoulder, is probably going to miss all of the mini camps and OTAs and possibly part of training camp until it fully heals. He's been working out at the facility and trying to get better, but it's not quite there yet. He's not medically cleared to start taking the field for practice. How do you feel about that, Chicken Nugget?
I feel like, at this point, you got to let things play out and, play your cards right and see if he'll be, ready to go anytime soon. That's my feeling, at this point, because you may never know. You may never know. I just can't just write off, anything. I can't write off on what a player is going to do, but I hope that he does show up and bring, whatever he can bring to the table this upcoming season.
All right. And Nick, how do you feel?
I feel like I agree with it because we want him to come to the games healthy and not hurt.
Right. We don't want to see him start playing like DJ Reed by coming back too soon. Because I think DJ Reed came back too soon from his arm injury, which hindered his play most of the season. Do you agree with that, Chicken Nugget?
Yes, I absolutely wholeheartedly agree. We already talked about this before the show, right? Where we don't want this guy to fall off a cliff and be a bust. If he falls off a cliff and become a bust, then we're definitely going to pull the plug. We don't want that to happen. It's year 3. It's year 3 for this kid. I believe in TA. I want him to fly on the radar and just be a great player and pick up where he left off on week 5. Because if he picks up right where he left off at week 5, then he's going to shut every naysayer up about how he can play and how he could develop. I believe he could play football and he can play at the highest level. He learned it in Alabama. Definitely can learn it now. I just want him to heal up and get ready. That's what I want. Him to get healed up and fight through this injury and play better ball.
Yep. Do you agree with that as well, Nick?
Yep.
Okay. Because Blake Miller is getting rave reviews from Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, and company, including Hank Fraley in that last presser. They're just saying he's looking like he's going to come out and be not as good, but similar to Panay at the right tackle spot. How do you feel about that, Chicken Nugget?
I feel great about it. I mean, we have a revamped offensive line. Blake Miller at the right tackle, Panay Sewell at the left. I mean, it's just fire to me. It's absolutely lit. Can't wait to see it. I know we haven't gotten to this part yet of the show, but I definitely want to bring this up that I'm hearing that Pacheco and Gibbs are having great chemistry together. That's a good sign about that. And it's definitely helping out this offense pretty well as this nucleus can protect Jared Goff and, keep them clean this season. And hopefully they can keep our running backs clean too, because we don't want none of these guys going down. But yeah, I love it. I love the energy, and I'm loving that this team is just, at a 10-10 already before the season starts.
Just waiting to see if we get our Pittsburgh buddy Adam McNally in here, also known as Hurricane, on the Driving to the Top production. If Miller is half of what Panay Sewell has been, oh my God, that's a heck of a bookend for many years. That would be the dream scenario. The other thing is they're saying that Keith Abney is a dog out there. So that's just the main headlines. And we're going to move into the rookie spotlight because I want to dig into that more. Blake Miller. And, here's the biggest thing about Blake Miller. In his career, he missed one practice where he had hand surgery. 2 days later at the next practice, he was playing in that practice before the game. He never missed a game since his sophomore year of high school. You want to talk about stout, sturdy, breaking the norm of drafting injured players, as everybody says, that Brad Holmes does. He 100% embodies the exact opposite of that. What do you think about that, Chicken Nugget?
We're talking on Keith Abney?
No, this is on Blake Miller.
Oh, Blake Miller. Oh, well, I thought we were going on the defense now. No,
Nope, not yet.
just kidding. But yeah, Blake Miller has started 54 games. Blake Miller is that embodiment of an offensive tackle that could stay healthy and stay in line. And I love that about Blake Miller. Him being the total opposite of what Brad Holmes usually pick is just beautiful. And he's definitely going to be on the up and up. And I think with, him and Panay, they're going to feed off each other's energy and learn a thing or two with the tricks and trade of, protecting the quarterback and playing the offensive tackle role. It's a great feeling to have Blake Miller on our team. And I'm just impressed. I'm really impressed of what he's done, especially being in college, doing track, wrestling, and everything and more to, prepare him for that role.
Last week we were talking about, I just want to do a little channel update. Last week we were talking about 680 some subscribers, right, Chicken Nugget?
Yes, indeed.
697 tonight.
Wow. And look, in the wise words of a person that has never played for the Lions, but he's definitely a great player, Brian Dawkins. Dog on
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
Dog on it.
That's a guy when he went to free agency for a week before Philly re-signed him. That was a guy in the Jim Schwartz era. I was like, wow, if we could snag him.
I thought we were going to get him at one point, but we went and got James.
Ahead of Boo, right?
Yep, ahead of Boo, yep.
But could you imagine if we'd have had Dawkins and Delmas back there together?
Oh my God. I look, any tackle, look, any tight end or any wide receiver would be
going across the middle.
Yeah. Don't run across the middle. Just know you will be crapping your pants. I mean, I don't know if I could say the actual word on here, but on the show, but you will crap your pants because Brian Dawkins was a hard hitter. He was Weapon X for a reason. Don't play with that man's name.
Quick update on our Tigers. They are up 3-1 in the middle of the sixth versus the Royals.
Oh, Tigers up?
Yep, Tigers are up 3-1.
That's a good feeling, baby. Good feeling.
Because what it's good to see Justin May the rapper.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
I like him being on.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, about Blake Miller, Nick?
I agree. We need somebody that's healthy and can stay on the field.
God, you ain't just a bullshit in there, brother. I'll tell you that. But on the other side of the ball, Keith Abney is a straight up dog in the secondary. He's been making that slot position, the nickel corner, a nightmare for any quarterback that's been throwing against him. Jared Goff hasn't been practicing yet because, let's face it, he doesn't need to yet. But he'll be there shortly. And then we're hearing about Skylar Gill Howard dominating inside and out, making people miss on their double teams at the defensive tackle position and bull rushing. He bull rushed Penei Sewell.
But
Yes.
If you can bull rush Penei Sewell, you're definitely Hall of Fame bound. Future Hall of Fame bound. I mean, God forbid, Penei is a hell of a, guy that can protect a quarterback well. But doing that, yeah, you're definitely going to, have your presence felt out there on the field. Seriously.
But at the same time, Penei's adjusting back to left tackle too. So he might not be as up to snuff on that side as he was on the right side. So I'm going to put that into a little bit of it, but the fact he did it is amazing.
I mean, and that's in short no time. That's like in no short no time. Literally. Have you seen his tape? Like literally his film? Yeah. I mean, that's a freak of nature who plays a defensive tackle. Linebacker turned defensive tackle.
Do you know what he is? He is exactly what we wanted Josh Pascal to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because Pascal had the same game film. What do you think about that, Nick, of what he did with Penei Sewell and how he's showing out?
That's definitely looking good so far.
All right. And, of course, Tyree West has been making a name for himself, spelling whenever McNeil or Williams has to come off, playing beside the likes of Mekhi Wingo, Chris Smith, and the plethora of other lesser defensive tackles we have. So he's not – I haven't heard anything bad, and that's a good thing.
So he's more of a rotational role guy.
Yep.
Basically.
But he's another one that can move outside if necessary, but I don't think it's that necessary anymore because of who we have on the outside. And there's a chance we may end up with Derek Moore being our starting defensive end over DJ Wanham if he doesn't compete enough in the preseason camps.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know, but I think Derek Moore has more finesse than DJ Wanham. I think finesse definitely plays a part in Derek Moore's chances of getting that role, that starting rotation role.
I found another angle of that play during the Senior Bowl practices when Derek Moore ragdolled Francis Mauagawa.
Oh yeah, that was nasty.
That was 100% a ragdoll. Mauagawa did not trip over his own 2 feet. That's not something Mauagawa does.
No, he doesn't, because he stays on his feet.
Right.
And Jeremy, I don't know if we ever talked about this, but Derek Moore brings, like I said before, he brings straight up finesse to his game. I don't know if he has speed, but that finesse, crazy.
And here's the wildest thing. UDFA tight end Miles Kitzelman is drawing Dan Campbell tight end playing days comparisons because he's receiving the ball well, but he's blocking like an offensive tackle at the end in the 3 tight end set. So wouldn't that be crazy if he takes Brock Wright's job?
No, I don't think it's not crazy.
Nick?
100% agree.
So roster holes and free agent fits. There's one out there by Sideline Report that he says is a fit, and it's because Indianapolis Colts release nickel corner who's 31 years old, Keith Moore II. Now he's had 111 starts. He's a former team captain for him, so he does have that going for him. He has that vet leadership role. But after we just gutted the roster of everybody over 30 that was a former team captain on our Lions roster, are we really going to sign another free agent over the age of 30? What do you think, Chicken Nugget?
Age plays a factor, so no. I mean, no disrespect to his accolades and how he's played with great production, but I think age is something that concerns Brad Holmes. I think he likes more younger players than older players. I mean, could he fit? Yes, but at the end of the day, I just can't take another 31-year-old guy coming on the team.
I mean, technically, with what we lost and what we added this offseason, because we didn't add a single player who's 30. We added seven of the 9 picks we made a pick with, and all of them are 21 to 22 years old. So that's going to reduce the average age of this team by almost 2 years if you think about it. I don't
Fresh legs. Fresh legs.
And Ahmad Hassanin, because he never played a down in a game, he never was activated, his IPP status told over to this year. So his whole cap does not count against the cap because he's an international pathways player.
Fun fact.
It's the first time I've ever heard of it happening for 2 years in a row with the same player.
That's the first time I ever heard it either. But I think Ahmed Hassan is definitely going to be impressive this year. I definitely see him coming out there playing and getting his reps and earning it and just playing the best football he can play to help the team win.
And the guy that I think could end up with we added a couple more free agents last week, and we got into it a little bit talking about the type of players they are, but we didn't talk about the fits. I think that Jay Tufele depth piece at 28 years old is going to be like what Roy Lopez was for us last year. He's the same type of player. He's a rotational defensive tackle that sometimes creates a push, does decent at stopping the run. I think he's that type of player. What do you think, Chicken Nugget?
I definitely agree. He's definitely that type of player that can stop the run and slow it down and can be a run stuffer. That's what I like. And I want him to do that. I want him to be a run stuffer and just get straight to it because we did pick him up. And, he's a solid pickup. And he did play for the Jets not too long ago, right? So
he's played for the Jets. I think the Jets, Cincinnati, and Cleveland, wasn't it? Altogether?
Yeah, I believe. I think that was his last few stops.
And what's weird is the guy that went from Cincinnati to Carolina was DJ Wan.
Right.
So we got 2 former Bengals, which that means that they may have had some playoff experience, depending on how old they are. Because let's face it, they did have a Super Bowl run not that long ago.
Yeah, that exact same year.
And now we got guys that has Super Bowl experience, not necessarily Super Bowl winning experience. Chuck Clark was on a Super Bowl winning team, and he's in our safety room. And he's also 28 or 29 years old. So that's another guy under 30. We added Christian Etienne, who's 28 years old. We brought back Harper and Maddox. Dan Jackson is finally healthy. So there's a guy that didn't even play last year who's 21, now 22 years old, coming out of Georgia, which everybody said was a special teams ace. So I think our safety room is better than people are giving us credit for. But if you are Brad Holmes, what's the one move you make before training camp? Seeing as how we have approximately $10 to $14 million in cap space left.
I think he's sitting on it and waiting patiently when to spend and not to spend it.
I agree. Ken, Nick,
Mm-hmm.
you don't think we're making any moves before training camp?
Nope.
Oh, you need me? I know who you're talking about. The one move, sign Freddie McGee the third. Yes, the undrafted free agent guy that came out of the AFL as defensive player of the year that sat out there with the sign. They need to bring him in 100%.
I want it to happen so bad.
Nobody's gotten him yet.
No.
Give him a call. Why not? Give the kid a call.
So
I
now
mean, what could hurt?
It's time for this to be a true fan cave chat. All right, fan cave, it's your turn. Drop your takes in the chat. Who's your breakout Lion? Who's your biggest concern? And what's your bold prediction for 2026? I'm going to start with you, Chicken Nugget, for your take on this.
Mm-hmm. Well, my bold prediction is that we can go 13-4.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
13-4.
Who do you
Lowest
think?
expectation is 11 wins or 12 wins.
So who do you think is going to be the breakout player this year? You know, because we have one every year. Somebody that you didn't expect it from. Who do you think is going to be our breakout player?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Nick Whiteside.
I like it.
Nick Whiteside.
Because he can play outside, corner, and safety, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, because he can play outside and inside. And not only that, he can make the play that you want in the game. He can make that pivotal play that could turn it around and bring the momentum up for your team. And I just like his game. I like his game. And I can I go offense with this too?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna go vet on offense, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Isaac Tesla.
Nice.
Yes.
Nick, who is your breakout player?
I'm gonna go with the other Isaac. Isaiah Pacheco.
Nice. All right. And what is your bold prediction for 2026?
I'm gonna say we go. I'd say we will lose 2 games and have a first round bye.
Oh God, I don't know if I want that again. But after the last one, because we had all our coaches poached that first week. But anyways, I'll tell you what, I'm on board with the Isaac Tesla breakout. But my breakout player on the defensive side of the ball is Trevor Nowaski winning the spot over Malcolm Rodriguez. He has the size, he has the sideline-to-sideline speed, and he covers better than Malcolm Rodriguez. Even though Malcolm Rodriguez was a former safety, he was never a big ball-hawking safety when he was a safety for Oklahoma State. So I think Trevor Nowaski can end up being our starter as the weak side linebacker. If not, it's going to be, what's the other one we got? Damone Clark, was that? Isn't that the other guy we signed?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's very familiar with Calvin Shepard.
Right. Nick, Chicken, that's great. Now, where is it in the chat? Michael, what's your bold take for 2026? My biggest Lion breakout to you this year is going to have to be Cade May, center for me. Bold prediction: the Lions wins at least 12 games, wins the NFC North, and wins Super Bowl 61. Defense breakout more. I like it. But I am 100% on board with Isaac Tesla breaking out on the offense. I think he had 6 touchdowns with limited snaps targeting him. I think he's going to have double-digit touchdowns this year at the slot because he's not fighting with Khalif Raymond and company. I think he's automatically our wide receiver 3 unless somehow Greg Dortch beats him out. Do you agree with that, Chicken Nugget?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to see what Greg Dortch can do too.
No,
I definitely do.
You know, and everybody's like, why haven't you said anything about TK85? I said, because right now TK85 is slotted in as our wide receiver 5. I think he automatically makes the roster as wide receiver 5 because you can't practice squad him anymore. So if you're cutting him at the beginning of the season, he's done.
Agreed.
So I think the wide receiver position battle to watch is wide receiver 6. And that's between Dominic Lovett, Jackson Meeks, and Kendrick Law. And I think right now, from what I read and what I'm hearing about how Kendrick Law plays the wide receiver position, I think he has the leg up. He can return punts. He can return kicks. He's a willing blocker in the run game. He's everything that we preach in our offense.
Mm-hmm. And that's great to know that he has the upper hand right now. It's great to know that.
Because we saw Dominique Lovett couldn't block a wet paper sack last year when he did play. So, who's our running backs coach again? I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's somebody I heard of, a former player, no less.
I can definitely ring a bell on this one. Did he play for the Texans? No, not the Texans. The Texas Longhorns, I believe.
Believe so. Oh, let me find out for sure. I'm going to get his name.
The initials of TC, Tashard Choice.
Yeah, that's it.
Boom.
Went to Dallas, right?
Yeah. Played in Dallas. Played with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, think about that. We didn't even mention this could be a Laporta breakout year, because what if he's fully healthy?
I want to see it happen. Actions speak louder than words. I hope he could come back and ball. A back injury is hard to come back from, in my opinion.
So I'm going to ask you guys on the panel. I think we have to say MDE because he's the only one that commented. Is that the best fan take you've seen in the chat, or do you think it's one of the ones that between you two? Who had the best take so far between you two and MDE?
I say it's a one of one. I think it's a one of one. We're all pinpointing on who's going to be a breakout player for us this year. But I think I would flip it and say who would be the X factor of this team on special teams.
Oh, on special teams? Kendrick Law actually plays on both sides of the special teams. He's a gunner. He's also a returner. I think this guy could end up surprising people. And the other one that may surprise us is that UDFA, the kid out of UCF, because he ran a 4.38 40. Don't be surprised if somehow that guy gets a lot of call-ups this season if he makes the roster.
Mm-hmm.
So now we are up to the NFC North Check-In, the landscape of who's rising, who's falling. The NFC North is shifting. Chicago's draft got mixed reviews. Green Bay is in transition. Minnesota is, well, Minnesota. And Detroit, the analysts say the Lions are in the best position long-term, especially with the easiest projected strength of schedule. Who is the real threat to stop Detroit from taking the crown this year? And I'm going to start with you, Nick. In the NFC North, between the four teams, who do you think has the best chance to upset us? No answer, Nick?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were talking to me. I was daydreaming for a minute.
I know.
Who has the best chance to upset us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if the Saints play like they did the second half, maybe them.
They're not in our division, though. I'm talking about out of the Bears, the Packers, and Vikings.
Oh, in the division?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. If I had to
It
pick
is.
the Bales, but I don't think it will happen.
Okay. Chicken nugget.
You could scratch the Packers off the list. You can scratch the Vikings off the list. I mean, it's a pretty short list. It's the same height as, Kyler Murray. Um,
Yinzer. He
um,
called us gentlemen. This isn't like you. What happened to this?
um, I'm gonna say the Chicago Bears, even though I hate to say it, but the Chicago Bears have earned their right to talk what they can talk and walk to walk it. The way they played last season, they surprised us all. They definitely surprised us all, and they made play after play. Had players that could step up in the forefront and make X factor plays and important plays down the stretch. Ja'Day Walker is a guy I got to watch out for. So, the Bears, they're definitely on the radar of, pretty much upsetting us. So we're definitely going to compete with them for the NFC North for a long time.
All right. And yes, thank you. You finally put it up. Fine. Hello, Jackwagons. Ooh, MDE. There's a bold take. The Bears will finish 7-10 this year with that schedule. Book it, Dano.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to go back to when we had the 5th toughest schedule last year with the first place schedule, and they were considered a bottom 5 schedule. You remember?
Oh, I remember vividly on that one.
So against the 4th place team, they went 3-0. Against the 1st place teams, we went 1-2. And they ended at 11-6, and we ended at 9-8. Literally, the games outside of the divisional opponents was the difference in our records, because we swept the Bears. So I can't include the Bears. I'm going to have to say it's one of the 2 teams that beat us, and I'm not going to say Minnesota, because as long as they have the midget that can't beat the Lions, I'm saying, look at it. Kyler Murray has an 0-3-1 record versus Lions.
He does. That's a fun fact.
So, and granted, this is probably the best team he's ever had around him. And I'm not saying anything bad about the Vikings themselves. I'm just saying, Kyler Murray, good luck.
Hey, Jeremy, before we continue, I just got word that they signed Juwan Jennings to a 1-year deal.
They did sign Juwan Jennings to a 1-year deal. That's a very talented wide receiver room. I think the only one that rivals it is ours. And the X factor of our offense is the same one it was the last year. It's actually Jamison Williams.
Yeah, definitely. So, I agree wholeheartedly.
I think the one team that gives us the biggest fit is the Packers. They swept us last year. I can't say Minnesota. I can't say the Bears because they didn't win a game against us. They got boat raced in week 2. And we ended up winning because of Mass Debates kicking that game winner.
I mean, let's not forget, they're 0-4 against us with Ben Johnson. Can't forget that.
0-2 with Ben Johnson, 0-4 with Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm. Collectively.
Caleb Williams has almost the exact same record against us as Kyler Murray.
Yep. Same one.
I think the Bears will regress next season. I agree. Oh, Nick is having internet issues. He just popped out. He'll be back.
For sure. He'll be back. Come on back, Nick. Come on back, buddy. We need you.
So we are up to our final thoughts. And Chicken Nugget, I'm going to ask you, Detroit, this team is built different. The culture is real, the expectations are real, and the fan cave is locked in every week. And we appreciate you all for rocking with us. What's your final message to Lions fans heading into OTAs there, Chicken Nugget?
The final message, the final thoughts heading into this season. Let's just go out there and have fun, and not only go out there and have fun, but win ball games, and take care and just take care and keep on, being positive, stay optimistic, because the best is yet to come for this team and for us as a fan base.
I personally want to say one thing. Keep the faith. Don't be a fair weather bandwagon fan. Right. They did benefit from a soft schedule. They benefited from the soft schedule as much as the New England Patriots did. Let that sink in. There he is. Nick Burton's back. He's back.
So
it worked.
Sorry, we lost connection.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. But what is your final take for Lions fans out there that are watching?
That don't ever give up on your team and always be positive.
There we go. Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, for all of us at the KCB Sports Network, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the show. This has been the Lions Fan Cave Chat presented by KCB Sports Network, and we'll see you next time. One pride. Let's sign Freddie. We do got 3 roster spots left. Let's get them in the house. And as always, try every day to be a better person than the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Chicken Nugget, tell everybody how they can find you.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Chicken Nugget King 313, on Twitter, CNK313 Sports, and also right here as Chicken Nugget King 313 Sports Talk right here on YouTube. And oh yeah, you know what it is, Lions Nation Unite. It's about to go down, man. We got a lot of gear out there that you can tune into and get with. Hey, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, you name it. It's all Lions related on lionsnationunite.com. Go out there and get our gear now. It's one pride for you, and it's one pride forever, man. Chicken Nugget King signing out. Yeah.
And Nick, tell everybody where they can find you. I think it's right here every Friday, right?
Yep.
And you can always find me here on the KCB Sports Network, where we go live into the Roku app provided by the Huddle Sports Network, which is Roku, Amazon Fire Stick. You can also find us on X through Ken the Bear Fan or Rob Haspel's Sir Rocker VWO. You can also find me on my group, which is the Kneecap Biting with the Motor City Lions on Facebook. And you can also find me on my personal page. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching tonight. It has been a blessing. I want to thank both of my guests, Chicken Nugget and Nick Burton, for being here this week. It has been an amazing week of talking Detroit sports. Let's hope that the Tigers call up a couple of guys. I mentioned it earlier. I'm going to mention it again. Max Anderson, so he can fill in for Gleyber Torres. I would like to see him as a call-up. He's batting over 300. He has a OPS over 400. He has 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, and only a 17% strikeout rate. Oh, it's Adam. You made it in.
Fudge. Yeah, when this computer goes down, it's like a whole new game, a whole new world.
What's going on, Adam?
Nothing. What's going
So,
on, buddy?
I'm going to get a quick rundown with you. One Lions reporter says that he thinks that Kenny Moore II would be a good fit for the nickel cornerback spot here with the Lions. But I think we have enough nickel corners on the roster. He's 31 years old. He was just released by the Indianapolis Colts. I think with Rock Ya-Sin, Keith Abney II, we got Ennis Rakestraw coming back off of injury, And we still have Khalil Dorsey. I don't think we need another nickel/dime corner in this roster. Because I think DJ...
Just based on Bland coming back later in the year.
Yeah.
But I think October is what I was reading.
For who, Branch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Branch is due back around the end of October, early November, because he didn't have the Achilles tear until the beginning of December. So that put them into that 10-month of recovery time frame. Kirby Joseph is already at the facility practicing, and he did it with acupuncture instead of surgery to repair that cartilage. That scares me, but as long as they say he's cleared his protocols and is practicing at the OTAs and the mini camps right now, I'm good with it. As far as our news, we had bad news about Terrion Arnold that he's going to miss most of training camp and all of the mini camps because he's still recovering from his shoulder surgery. He's not cleared to medically take the field yet. And I was saying to them, with this being year 3, I need him to pick up where he left off in that 5-game stretch from week 5 to week 10, where he played before he got hurt, of holding great wide receivers in this league to under 50 yards and 0 touchdowns and only 1 penalty in that stretch. He needs to stay at that level, or we got to start throwing that nasty B word around about a first-round draft pick again.
Now, Jeremy, do you think they can return to the 23 Lions defense or hold teams under 21 points and be a top 10 again?
That was the 24 year, if I remember right. Yeah, that was the year we went 15-2 that we did that.
I thought 23 was a better defensive point-wise year, though.
It could have been. I know that both years it was right around in the 20s. That's what I'm saying. Last year, it was a plethora of things that went wrong. We never even got to see
25 and more, I believe. 25 and more points let go. You guys were in the anywhere from the 20 to 28 range, I believe.
And passing yardage, total yardage was at 23.
I was looking at points per game. That's what I was
points at. Points per game. Yeah, it was bad last year. We won some games late. The difference is, that's why we had a winning record. And when we played close games, we were finishing them most of the time. It was the games where things got out of hand, where it was just, Keanu Reeves said it best in The Replacements, the quicksand effect, where one thing goes wrong and another thing goes wrong and another thing goes wrong, and you could never recover, and you feel like you're just sunk up to your neck and can't move. That's what the defense looked like last year in quite a few games.
I guess this question goes to all three of you. What about how much impact does this Breece Hall signing do for Gibbs and obviously Bijan Robinson? Obviously, we saw Hall avoided the franchise tag today. 3 years, 45 point something million. How bad does this affect your running back in particular?
So he's getting basically a little over 15 million a year, right?
3 years, I think it was 15.2, I think it was like 15.2 or something.
I like it better than the Christian McCaffrey signing, who is closer to the type of running back that Gibbs is. So I think he'll get more than Hall. I think Bijan is kind of the same type of, but better quality of runner that Breece Hall is, because he's not as fluid with his receiving skills yet, if you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah. What about you guys over there, Nuggets? Nick?
Breece Hall, his signing to me does go left field on me, and it shocked me. But the one thing I will say is that we did pick up on Jahmyr Gibbs' option, and we did not pick up Jack Campbell's option. But I do think that we have something planned for Campbell and Gibbs. So the money is going to talk when the money is ready to talk. So all I can say is I hope that Jahmyr Gibbs does come back and stay long term. I don't want a guy like that to leave out of our backfield. We need something like that with quality runs.
Yep, I agree with that. Nick?
Yep. I agree with everything everybody's been saying.
As far as Gibbs, I think he's going to end up in that $17 million range, 17 to 18. I think that's right where he ends up falling overall. But I think that we're going to use the 5th-year option the way we're supposed to. That way we can actually do the extension next year and not bother with it this year. And I think he knows that. I think the reason why they did it this way is so they can work on Jack Campbell so he doesn't get a $23 million 5th-year option and get him re-signed in that $15 to $17 million range.
And then I guess my next question, I know, Jeremy, I'm just taking over your show and I just got here, and
Yeah,
but
that's
you know,
okay.
I had these questions ready to go at the beginning of the show, and then this whole computer thing.
Hey, I love it because a Pittsburgh fan doing research and asking us questions about our team, I love it. Because
Do
we
you
already went
guys
through all of
both,
mine.
do all three of you think Jack Campbell could be the top linebacker in the NFC this year?
Yes, he was top 3 in the NFL last year. And on some metrics, he measured out to be the best linebacker in the NFL last year. So I think, yes, he probably will be the best linebacker out of the NFC at least. Chicken Nugget?
Yes, he could definitely be our top guy. Definitely top guy, top 3 linebacker in the league. He has the intangibles, the understanding of the game, and he plays hard nose, from tackle to tackle. Actually, well, not just tackle to tackle, but sideline to sideline, like JB said earlier in the show. And he's he's very, very aggressive, and he's definitely a guy that could be top 3 in this league, arguably. So if you can't put him top 3 in this league, you definitely put him top 3 in our division.
Nick?
Yep. I think he's proven people wrong because there were people that were saying he was slow and stuff.
Well, yeah, because he ran a 4.55. But what they didn't take into effect is he's that cerebral type of linebacker who actually understands the lines of pursuit and the lines of coverage and everything else and gets to the spot faster than people can think. Because technically, for a linebacker, 4.5 speed is sideline to sideline in a straight line.
I mean, keep those questions coming. I'm loving them.
Yeah.
I'm trying, boys. I'm trying. I only had 3 right off the bat, but
Hey, I love it because we had just got through all 6 segments. So, as an outside guy looking in at our Lions, who do you see as the breakout players? One offensive, one defensive, and then who do you think? What is your bold take for the Lions this season?
I'm gonna go with Isaac Tesla again, just because I have him on my fantasy team.
All 3 of us said Isaac. Oh wait, no, Nick said Isaac Pacheco. So or Isaiah Pacheco.
With all the depth you guys have at the cornerback position right now, and at the free safety, because you had to bring people in to fill in for these holes. I think one of these, I think one of these defensive backs could really be a shutdown guy, and it's going to take a minute to figure it out because this is still a new defensive coordinator. Last year, you had to go from the strong man to possibly 5 linebackers out there now, possibly running a 3-5 with the double edge as a cover on the tight ends, because without Blanche there, it's going to be more challenging for these guys because he was basically your shutdown tight end guy. So you're going to have to run this. You're going to have to run this 3-5, 2-5, whatever, depending on what you're looking at. But you're going to have to run something like that with this new scheme, and possibly get out of the man-to-man all the time and getting burnt, because there is a lot of veterans back there. And yeah, they might start out great, but as we all know, I know I keep saying and I don't like it, but but as the season wears on, these veteran guys are a little bit older. Michael, are you jumping in with us tomorrow night, brother? With these older guys getting older, we know down the end of the season, you better hope that you get these couple of these young guys back just to be able to fill in for where they are. So that is my major concern. Is the veteran guys slowing down
So
at the end of the season when it counts?
so we all know we lost Roy Lopez and DJ Reader in this offseason. DJ Reader's now a Giant, and Roy Lopez went back to the Cardinals, who he was drafted by. So I want to go through this list and tell me where because I had somebody say we didn't do enough at defensive tackle. At defensive tackle, our starters are going to be Talik Williams at nose tackle and Aleem doing the 3-tech. So in other words, they're already moving Aleem into DJ Reader's role because of the way the running game was when Talik Williams was starting in Aleem's spot last year. The first 8 games, there wasn't a single running back that had more than 50
Can I ask Mike
yards.
something real quick, Jeremy?
Sure.
Jeremy, Michael, leave a comment what baseball game you'd like on for tomorrow night, and I'll see if I can get it on. All right, that's it. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Yeah. So our key backups are Levi Onwuzurike, who returned from injury and is looking healthy, and Tyler Lacey, who also plays at the defensive end position. And then our developmental depth behind that is Miles Adams, Mekhi Wingos, Chris Smith. Our new additions are Skylar Gill Howard, Tyree West, and the UDFA Aiden Kinena out of Notre Dame. I don't see where there's a lot of holes in the defensive tackle room. Do you?
Hold on. I got, according to our lads, it has Hutchinson as the LDE. The LDT is Tyler Williams, right?
I haven't even did edge. I was just talking about defensive interior. I haven't even got to the edge room yet.
Oh, okay. So you're looking at Derek Moore, right?
Yeah, because that's going to be the edge room.
All right, so I'm sorry, Jeremy. I'm still learning your team here. I really haven't looked it over. I'm looking at our lads right now, and this is where they have all the defensive guys. It looks like you have Roger McQuarrie as a cornerback, a nickelback, and then the right cornerback, obviously Reed, and then Kelly Joseph with the free safety and Branch, but they're both injured, right? We know Branch might not be back till October.
Right.
But
it's October,
but here's the
early November.
But here's the funny thing. Did anyone say if this was going to be an 8-month recovery or a 12-month recovery?
They have not decided that yet. They're just
if it's a 12
everything's
month,
kind of been. I don't think it's a 12-month because it wasn't a complete tear. If it had been a complete
12
tear,
months, that would put them back in December, right?
Right. They never said that it was a complete tear. So that's why I'm thinking it's the 10-month recovery at most.
Oh, I have my third question. I had my other question that just popped up, and I know we're talking about linemen, but this whole Matt Campbell thing just came out today.
Yeah, and what's funny
did you guys talk about it?
I talked about it earlier this week. I didn't really address it because it's kind of a non-factor now. You know what I mean? Because yeah, he was targeted by the Lions, and we tried to bring him in, and he decided to go back to college. We hired Dan Campbell the very next day. And we haven't looked back. If you look, we had the bad first year, but we gutted that roster down to the studs. We had to, because what Boob Quinn put together for Matt Petrasha was awful. And yes, I will always call him.
I still love to go for it on 4th down mentality. I don't care.
I do too. I love the fact that he's getting smarter about it. I hated the fact that our offensive line wasn't good enough to make it happen last year like it had in the past. Because if you look at the three previous winning seasons, we had the highest completion rate of 4th down conversions. And now that dropped by 15%, and you can 100% accredit it to the offensive line, because every time we went for it on 4th and less than a yard, we couldn't get it because there was people in the backfield stopping the running backs. But our primary edge room right now, our starters tentatively is going to be Aiden Hutchinson and DJ Wanham. The primary backups are going to be Derek Moore and Ahmad Hassanin, along with Peyton Turner. The developmental guys that we picked up was Tyree West, who's a defensive interior and edge guy. Anthony Lucas out of USC, a guy I touted that should have been a 3rd-round talent and somehow fell to UDFA. and then Eric O'Neill, the kid out of West Virginia.
It has Derek Moore as your projected starter instead of Waddle.
I think Derek Moore could win the job. For now, I think they got Wanham as the starter because he has the starting veteran status. You know what I'm saying?
Does anyone know how close our lads is to being correct?
Our lads, they've been about 80% correct with a lot of them, but they don't. They're never 100%.
You want me to read what they have across your board or no?
I don't agree. I don't agree.
Okay.
I think it's gonna, for now, until Derek Moore proves he could do it in the NFL preseason versus NFL level talent.
That was your second round pick, right?
Yeah, he was a second round pick. I don't think he'll be a starter right away. I think he may earn the starter throughout the season.
A lot of people projecting he will be, though. I've listened to some. After you told me we were doing this, I listened to a couple podcasts, and they both said they both said that he should be the starter,
right,
across away from Hutchinson.
The one thing I can say about this edge room is that this is the deepest talent-wise from top to bottom that we've seen since the 2014-2015 Lions. And that was the one that had the second best pass rush, and not in NFL history, but in Lions history, it was the second best pass rush. It also was the second best running defense in the history of the NFL. First is always the 2000 Ravens. But it was a real close second because the Ravens gave up, I think it was 53.8 yards that year in 2000. We gave up only 58.3. So reverse the numbers, But that's the second best in NFL history. And that's the last time we had an edge room this deep, talent-wise. And that was when we had, that was the end of the Vanden Bosch era. We still had Cliff Averill. We had Ziggy Ansah coming on as a rookie. That was a hell of an edge room.
So I know we were all excited that the schedule was coming out, but now it's not coming out the international until Wednesday, and then the regular one on Thursday. So at least your roundtable will have some interest on it, but not really.
Not as much as it could have.
Right. I didn't know if you saw that or not.
So I think that's where we're at right now. I think we got 8 guys in the edge room, but we have 8 guys at defensive interior too.
Like I said, your defense has a lot of depth, but they're one step away from all being injured. It's what it feels like.
Well, a lot of the backups are the ones that had the injury issues. Aleem had one injury in his career, and that was the ACL. And I don't think he was quite ready to come back. I think we brought him back too early because the original prognosis is that he wouldn't be back till Thanksgiving. Next thing you know, he was playing in October. And he had the one good game to start, but he never looked good after that. He never looked as dominant or as – I just didn't see it. You know what I mean? Like he did the year before. So right. with an off season to get healthy and get ready, I hope he returns to prominence because then he'll take back that nose tackle position from Talik Williams. But I think Talik Williams last year earned it.
I do have another question before we leave. It has nothing to do with sports. It has something to do with on Tuesday conversation that I didn't get to ask you.
Okay.
You want to know?
Go ahead. Yeah, sure. I'm ready.
When I said I heard they when I said I heard they suck live by NoFX and you said they highly underrated, is that are they not big in Detroit or did I miss something? Because I've seen them like 35 times.
Who's that?
NoFX.
Oh, NoFX. Yeah, it's highly underrated in Detroit because it's more of a Beantown band. They're more of an East Coast thing. And punk.
They're West Coast. They're from.
I know, but they were more popular on the East Coast in Beantown in Boston than they were on the West Coast, which is crazy.
I was just curious because it was kind of bugging me. I'm like, why did Jeremy say that? Because
I've never heard of him.
Every time I see
him, you're a little on the young side, chicken nugget.
Right. So I'm pretty young. So I've never heard of him. Yeah. but I would like to hear them.
Look them
check
up
'em
on
out,
YouTube.
buddy.
They had some good. They had some good songs. I think you'd like a few of them. They were just different. They were. I think
They were like one of the first punk bands in the early 80s. Late 80s.
They had
I'm
like
sorry.
a ska type of feel to it at times.
What's their names again?
NOFX.
No FX. NOFX.
No FX. Okay, I'll definitely check them out.
But I was just curious. It caught me off guard. I'm like, why did Jeremy say they're underrated? I'm like, I've seen them so many times.
Ooh, Adam, thoughts on Sleep Token?
Are we talking about the guy that's in Pittsburgh today?
Probably.
Are we talking about
That's
this?
what MDE
Are we
brought
talking-
it up. I don't know.
Are we talking about this 42-year-old quarterback? Is that who his Sleep Token is?
Yeah, it could be Rogers. Rogers is coming back.
I was ready to hold up a sign whenever he got here. Said, "Go to Minnesota."
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on like ESPN that he likely was going to sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers and come back for a
Well, Mark
2020
Vaughn
for a
isn't-
22nd season.
Sleep Token is a little too soft. For
Oh,
me.
they're. I'm sorry, they're a band. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're a band?
Yeah,
Oh,
Sleep
yeah.
Token. They're like they're played on Octane. Kind of like Theory of a Dead Man a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I heard of them. I'm sorry, Michael. I was so thrown off. I was, we're on a sports show, and I went concert dogging, and anyway. Yeah. Omar Khan does not seem like he really wants to sign him for some reason. After I read some stuff after it just doesn't sound like. But yes, I do like the one song I heard from Sleep Token. That's all I heard, though, Michael. That's it. They play them on Octane on Sirius Radio. They might play them on Channel 42. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I listen to Sirius XM. I love it.
So
The
Shannon
channels
Gunn.
I listen to is 80s on 8, 90s on 90s, and then like NBA XM radio and NFL XM radio. And even Mad Dog. I do listen to Mad Dog.
I usually Idiot Nation's a good one. I was surprised. They don't talk, so it's really nice to just listen to music instead of hearing political bullshit whenever you're trying to just listen to music.
Right.
Yeah, so Yinzer, Shannon Guns does channel 37, 38, and sometimes she's on 42. That is Chad's wife, and he is sometimes on Sirius Radio with her whenever she does work from home. So, if you want to check them out, sometimes Chad is on there. Not being a Sirius XM radio producer, but I do pay attention. Have you seen them, Yinzer? They're coming. They're on tour this year. I don't know if they're coming. I don't know if they're coming back to Pittsburgh or not. Well, they are. June 16th, I believe they're coming to Pittsburgh. Coming to Star Lake. Oh,
What about
Jeremy,
Pearl Jam?
I hope we were done. I hope we were done talking football for a minute.
Oh yeah, I don't mind. Nick, what is your go-to music?
He said Pearl Jam.
Christian music.
Christian music.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to listen to NoFX then.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're talking go-to music now?
That was what Michael asked. Yes.
Okay. Now you got me hooked. Okay, so like I listen to all sorts of music, whether if it's hip hop, R&B. I do listen to Seattle sound music, like Pearl Jam, Nirvana, Mudhoney, the Melvins, Less Than Jake, and I do listen to.
Wait, you listen to Less Than Jake. So if you're in that mix, and NoFX should have came up in that mix of Less Than Jake. Less Than Jake opened for NoFX probably 20 to 25 times that I've seen NoFX.
Yeah. And I listen to Alice in Chains. It may surprise some people, but I listen to Alice in Chains, Hootie and the Blowfish.
Do you like the
Yeah.
new? I mean, obviously he passed away, but can you tell the difference between the two singers if you were not knowing that for Alice in Chains?
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that.
I said many
Happy
people might
early
not know.
birthday, Yinzer. His birthday is
Absolutely,
Sunday.
happy birthday. Hopefully, well, you can celebrate with your mom because it is Mother's Day this year on Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Rest in heaven, Yinzer's mom.
Oh,
Yeah, rest
I didn't know
rest
that.
in
Yeah,
heaven.
sorry.
Andrew's mom. Prayers to your mom. Much love to her.
Frank Sinatra. What about Billy Joel, Michael?
You can't go wrong with Prince.
Oh,
Gotta go with Prince
Billy
and the
Joel.
Revolution.
We got into this conversation. I know a couple of his songs, but I've never seen him live. I don't own any of his albums, Nugget. So I'm not that I'm a fan of like if I hear it, but if not, I'm not going out of my
No,
way.
no, that's cool because I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up. No problem.
I've never been a Prince like big fan. So, but I'm also not a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan. But I've probably seen them second amount of times as compared to No
Oh,
Effects.
hey, you
Because I
gotta see
like all
Sugar Ray at least.
because I like
I love Sugar Ray.
I saw Sugar Ray at Woodstock, '99. Does that count?
Yeah, counts.
That Saturday was nuts. It wasn't as bad as they make it all out to be. Even though if I could find my disposable camera from Woodstock.
Hey, and wait a minute. That's the same Woodstock that Jamiroquai was performing at, and I love Jamiroquai.
99?
Yeah, Jamiroquai was at Woodstock '99. Love those guys. Acid Jazz.
I don't know. I might have been at the store at that time. I don't remember seeing
one of the
Jamiroquai,
best
I'll be honest.
concerts. One of the best concerts I ever saw was back in '91 at what is now called the Dow Event Center, but back then it was the Saginaw Civic Center. It was Tesla as the headliner, Great White, and then Jakey Lee's band Badlands was the openers.
That was probably a good show.
It was a great show.
Well, if anyone remembers the tour in '84, I was not able to go to it, obviously, but it was Metallica, Guns N' Roses, and Motley Crue.
Guns N' Roses, I thought they didn't come out till '87.
Maybe it was '87, but it was like
Yeah.
they opened for Metallica with Motley Crue.
But the absolute best montage I went to, and it was better than Ozfest, it was better than any of the Paloozas. I was at the very original Monsters of Rock in 1988, show 2, when Ted Nugent joined Van Hagar on stage at the opening. It was Van Halen, Metallica, Deep Purple, Kingdom Come, Scorpions. There was about 8 other bands in there too. It started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it ran past 2 a.m.
Yeah,
That's
see, this all was going on when I never was even thought of. I wasn't born then at that time. Tell you that.
Yeah, you missed the days of the shows, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely did. I missed out on a lot of classic
1985.
ones. Hmm.
Okay,
But
so
their
it was
first,
'85. It was right when
Yeah,
it was right when Guns N' Roses came out, and that was at the Civic Arena.
nice. So it didn't catch quite, because the stage was so big, it didn't quite seat as many people as like WrestleMania 3, which is still one of the biggest.
Did they do the full
WrestleManias ever.
wraparound stage?
Yep.
Did they run 2 different sets, or did they each play all individually?
They all each played individually, and what was great is when Ted Nugent came out, he was riding a mechanical great white buffalo.
That's awesome.
And what song did they play? Of course, Stranglehold. One of his best guitar riffs ever.
Boom, boom, boom. Here I come now, baby.
Oh,
And
Blind Melon opened up for Guns N' Roses back in the day too, if I'm not mistaken. Blind Melon too. They were out too, around like 90s, early 90s.
the Heat Seeker album is the one that Thunderstruck was on for AC/DC, right?
I think so.
Back in the early 90s, right? That's when it came out.
I think so.
Okay. The other band that was hot that opened up for them with their debut album, the same name as the group, was White Lion.
White Lion, they have the When the Children Cry song.
Yep. And they had their biggest hit at the time, because that wasn't released as a single yet, was Wait. It was so bad it was awesome on how they started. Their biggest hit, and they go to open the show. The drummer is playing a fill. The bassist is playing the chorus. The guitarist starts with his lead riff, and the singer starts with the third verse. It was so discombobulated. It was amazing.
Well, I'm going to get off you. I'm getting tired.
All right, Nick.
Okay. Thank you, Nick. It's a bit
Take care, Nick.
You guys have a good night.
Yep.
You too, buddy.
That's a great
Bye.
song. That was from Terminator 2, if I remember right. You Could Be Mine.
It was also on the Use Your Illusion 1
Yep.
soundtrack, or CD. CD. There you go, Nugget.
Hey,
what are you talking
thank
about?
you for reminding me that. Thank you for reminding me that, brother.
I still have Appetite for Destruction on vinyl.
That's probably worse than Loot.
Hey, wait a minute. What wasn't that around the time Public Enemy was around?
Public Enemy,
And
they
Run
were
DMC.
Run DMC for sure.
Oh,
I also have from 1978 the Sugar Hill Gang, Rapper's Delight on a 45.
See, the one thing that I realized is that Aerosmith and Run DMC put rock and hip hop together, and they made it, a good thing, because rock and rap definitely can get along.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Oh, 100%.
Because they thought rock and hip hop was just never going to get along. They thought rappers wouldn't get along with rock stars wouldn't kick it with rappers. They changed that whole narrative.
Right, because they got with a rock band that was already over 20 years into their career when they did that.
What song did they do?
Walk This Way.
Walk This Way. That's it. That's right, because they broke through the wall and were walking.
Mm-hmm.
She told me.
And shout out to Lenny Kravitz.
Yes,
Lenny Kravitz is that dude too. Definitely. American Woman.
Beastie Boys open for Run
was a
DMC,
remake.
Michael?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was at that concert.
No, I just wondering, because the Beastie Boys and Run DMC, maybe Ill Communications was out, or were they still doing their punk shit? The Beastie Boys.
No, that was when Ill Communications, the plane that looked like it was crashing into a canyon wall, and if you folded it just right, you could actually see where it was something else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Tool album, Oniba, where you move the thing, and he's definitely doing some extracurricular activities to himself on the illusion board.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. There. I've never seen the Beastie Boys. That had to be a wild time. Beastie Boys is great.
Did you ever see them live?
On a videotape, not in person.
I never saw them in person. That's what I was talking about. I've seen them, on video, obviously.
He
It was
says
amazing. It was phenomenal.
the band that I saw the most in my lifetime, and it's one that got the most criticism by Christians. Kiss. I seen
Well, they're
them
from Detroit, so they probably played a lot
No,
around
they're not
there.
from Detroit. They're from New York.
Why they always talk about Motor City? They love coming to Motor City then?
They loved the fact that Joe Louis Arena was the best arena they ever played a concert in. They loved the atmosphere of Detroit when they opened there for their first concert in 1972 when they went on tour after the original Kiss album, which I have the original pressing with only 11 songs on it, not 12.
It reminds me of that movie Detroit Rock City.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what that movie was based off
Love
of
that
them
movie.
wanting to come. That was for the Kiss Alive 2 concert tour. But let's see. I seen him for Hot in the Shade. I seen him for Animalize. I seen them for the movie soundtrack for the movie that never was released. It was called The Elder. I saw that tour.
Oh, and it does remind me that it was slang back then in the 70s. It was slang back then in the 70s where they called girls Stellas.
So, the name of the original band when they got together in New York was Wicked Lester.
Okay.
Mr. Lester was Paul Stanley, his real name. His real name is Lester Stanley Paul.
Well, Michael, I don't have this. I don't have the original tape, but Stain's original album that Fred Durst, the only reason they really got discovered was because of that album. Fred Durst just wanted to hear if they were devil worshippers or not, because they got really carried away in their drawings on the cover of the CD they had out.
You're absolutely right, Michael Edwards. But I do love what Gene Simmons said in an interview, because one of the guys from TMZ thrust a mic in his face at a red carpet event and asked him about the current political views. He goes, "Why are you asking me? I'm an entertainer. I should not be talking about politics because I know as much about politics as you do entertainment," and walked away.
Right, like I'd rather go to a concert and not hear any political bullshit talked.
See,
Yep.
I think that's what they were trying to. They were trying to get him to get a trick answer. I think they were trying to get a trick answer out of him. Obviously.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because that's just not cool, man. Like, if entertainers if they don't want to talk about their political views, it's fine. Don't ask them that. That's just their personal. That's their personal life on that one.
And it is not cool that reporters do that to people, try to bait them into questions that'll put them on the spot and put them in a bad light publicly. It's not cool. I don't know if you notice what hat I'm wearing. I am not wearing my normal hat. I am wearing my hat from work, and I'm wearing it for a reason. Because when I'm at work, I am the shit show supervisor. Because I
Ronstow has a shirt that says shit show supervisor. You should order it.
I'm going to order it.
If there's one time on YouTube, I made a whole video about Hulk Hogan, saying that it was okay for Hulk Hogan to meet Dan Campbell and all that. You remember that one video? And then I caught a whole bunch of heat for it. Like, why are you making a video about Hulk Hogan meeting Dan Campbell or whatever? And I'm like, dude, it's just he just met him. It's okay. It's not that much of a big deal. Like, who cares?
If you heard what Dan Campbell said, when he was a kid, prior to even going to college, Hulk Hogan was one of his wrestling heroes. He always wanted to meet him. So the fact he came there just to meet Dan Campbell had nothing to do with his racial views, nothing to do with the political stuff. It had to do with he was meeting his idol as a kid.
Yeah, and that's all it had. It's all it had to do with. It's all it had to do with. It didn't have nothing to do with all the other BS. You know what I mean? And that's what I caught flack for. And eventually, you know how this, society is. They want you to. They're gonna cancel you for it and all that other shit. And I said, man, sports are gonna be sports. Sports should stay out of politics. And they got mad at me for it.
Yep. And I said the same thing. I've said it in here. People ask me, how do I feel about this or how do I feel about that? 9 times out of 10, I don't even acknowledge them. But if they get out of hand and go too far, I ban them.
Michael,
you know why?
Michael, you are absolutely correct. Because whenever the Dixie Chicks come on Sirius Radio, like it says the Chicks, but then like sometimes they'll have a picture on your screen, and it will say the Dixie Chicks album on the front, and then whatever their name of their album was, and I'm like, yeah, they didn't even go back and change all their shit. So it was all a political bullshit move, and it was bullshit.
Yeah, I caught flack for that. Caught flack for it too, telling me that.
And you shouldn't have.
Right.
You were
I got a whole bunch of flack for that. And I even talked to my mom about it. I said, Mom, all I did was just say sports should stay out of politics, and I got, nothing but heat out of it.
Well, the problem, it wasn't even football that brought politics to sports first. It was actually the Olympics back in '72, just before that whole fiasco that happened at the end of it.
Even though on sports shows, yes, I'm a libertarian. I'll leave it at that. Jeremy.
When people ask if I'm left, yep.
Be watching it. Runner on second, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
Tigers?
No, the Royals are at bat right now. 3-3 though.
Tigers and Royals.
Yeah.
Oh shit. No, I'm not watching it because I don't turn my TV on when I'm live because I don't want to accidentally get dinged for copyright infringement on sound and stuff because I'd have to listen to it. I can't watch and not listen. I hate that.
Sometimes I let my camera look at me funny and view my TV.
I agree, Michael. I agree. Like I don't judge people for their political views. I don't do that. That's ignorant if I do, but all I do is just keep it to sports. I don't get into all that.
Ooh. I will say they didn't call up the guy I wanted, that Max Anderson. But this morning I said one of the other guys they could bring up was the Japanese player that plays every position on the infield. They did call him up. Hyu Lee was called up from Toledo today.
That is definitely Jamie.
Gotta love Jamie. Gotta love him.
The last
shit.
The last
Well, Herder got the loss, Jim.
Game over.
Look, I even got my Super Bowl 40 jersey out just because it was played in Detroit, all right?
Hey, that's all right.
Oh, it's 29-27, Minnesota. In the second.
So when I was asked my political views by someone in the chat one time, I said I lean neither left or right wing. I vote for the best liar because let's face it, since 1913 and they created the personal income tax, and then in 1914 when they stopped getting paid per vote to be in Congress, that was the moment that it didn't matter whether it was left or right wing. They were putting the big right to the public. that's what allowed lobbyists and everything else to get involved and make it so congressmen, people that make a third of what the president makes, can be billionaires in a couple of years. Here's the thing, I'm going to talk about that too. When people blow up at each other like that, like what we had between Jamie and Jordan and Dylan on Wednesday night, it's not as much of a reflection on me as it is on them, but at the same time, it hurts my shows. And I'll say that because if one person sees it and gets offended because there were some expletives blurted out of anger, not as jokes, not as fun, not as a thing of humor, it's the same in retail sales. That one person tells 10 people, then that 10 people tell 10 people. By the end of the week, you end up losing a possible 1,000 viewers. Just like in retail, if you piss someone off, you end up losing a possible 1,000 people that could be customers. Does that make sense?
It happened on my show, but it was between two professional player people.
Wow.
Lanny Fratteri and Jason Gurley got completely into it on my show over the CBA.
So I'm going to have a talk with Jamie.
I wasn't there for that one. I missed out.
Yeah, I sent you the link. It was a good show. I had 9 topics. It was a great show. We got it done in about an hour and 20 minutes. But
what do we have to talk to him about? We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
And I'll definitely love to come on your show, Adam.
All right.
Tuesday nights, open sports.
Tuesday nights, yeah.
I'm there.
I can forward the link. No problem.
For sure.
Are we gonna get a picture, Nick? Or Nugget? Are we gonna be able to see you live?
Jeremy?
You can do it. He's gone live before.
I've gone live before. I have. I've done it with Jeremy before. I've been on plenty of shows with Jeremy. Most of the time I'm busy with family, but definitely I'll be on.
And I appreciate you for doing that. Yeah, I don't want to lose anybody. I appreciate my viewers. I've been working hard to get the viewers for not only my channel, but whatever channel or whatever platform I go into. Because let's face it, they're letting me use their platform. I'm promoting them. And I don't want anything bad that happens on my channel to reflect on them, because it's the same thing for those people. So I'm
Jamie
not only
got into it with you on my show,
and he got into it with me on this one too, after he got done getting into it with them, and that's what it's about. But I'll go into detail with it shortly. Adam, tell everybody where they can find you.
Hey, you can get me. I didn't share any of this tonight, Jeremy. Obviously, I jumped in very late, so I didn't even get a chance to share it to my stuff. You can give me a Driving to the Top Productions on YouTube. Hit that like, subscribe button. It always feels good to get people. We all try to have friendly shows, and sometimes, we're all family and arguments happen. It happens.
Yep.
And there's, whenever you have a truly dedicated person like Jamie that just loves his Reds or Yankee, I almost said Red Sox. He would have probably came through the screen.
Boston Paul would have loved you for that one.
But when he loves his Yankees and then he loves his Bills, when you have that kind of passion for something and you're that dedicated and you don't know when to stop, I mean, yeah, that's a fan. That's a fan. But you can get me at Sports Talking on Twitter. Like we just talked about Monday night, we got the Fans in the Diamond show. Jeremy's on there. We do baseball, little talk. Michael gets involved in the conversation. Then all of a sudden, Tuesday night, Open Sports Mike, Jamie and Joe are before us. They do the what are we on? Subway Conversation, Mets and Yankees. Look at me, I'm going through a whole lineup today. I don't know, Jeremy. Is that all right?
You're perfectly fine. Let her rip. Because I'm going to go through my whole lineup right after
Wednesday,
this.
Me and Rich do the Steel City Sports Show, and and that's where my weekends. Obviously, there's a lot of other shows on our channel, on my channel over there. It's just Driving to the Top. And yeah, cool.
All right. And Chicken, you already did yours. Now I'm going to do my spiel. This has been another presentation of the KCB Sports Network, where I go live with Detroit Sports Talk with SJB every day at noon. We have Inside the Pigskin, where I am a part of the panel as a co-host with the South Florida Tribune, which I put on my channel, which is somewhere between 8:30 and 9 we go live. When I'm not on there, I'm on Driving to the Top Productions for Open Sports Mic. On Wednesdays, I have the NFL Roundtable Talks at 9:30 p.m. On Thursdays, pretty soon they'll come back, somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30. We go live with Fire Up. It really depends on when they get done with the show proceeding on the South Florida Tribune. On Friday nights, the Lions Fan Cave Chat. Normally an hour-long show. Tonight we went a little longer, but that's okay. We had good interactions with Adam, with Chicken Nugget, with Nick, and all of you in the chat. And then on Saturday nights at 9 p.m., we have the Baseball Roundtable Talks, where Adam, Big Rich, Jamie, and a plethora of others have joined us. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but Boston Paul has asked that he not be a part of it anymore. He's not offended. He appreciates what I've done and how I helped him, but I think he's moving on to his own show, and that's okay. I want people to grow as a guest. I want them to branch out. He feels like he's ready to do it on his own, so be it. If he's just doesn't want to do it, so be that too, because this is not for everybody.
I did not get that memo. That must have been a private message.
It was a private message to me. So I wish him love, respect, and great hopes for whatever he's going to be doing going forward. And maybe it's just he wants to spend more time with his wife. I don't know. I don't get into the personal reasons.
So we need a Boston guy now.
I'll find one. Pretty sure. But as always, try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Much love to my guests, Adam, Chicken Nugget, and Nick. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And tune in tomorrow night for the Baseball Roundtable Talks. And we are out.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.